I take this opportunity to thank the Office of New York City Public Advocate for holding this press conference to amplify the high importance of anti-trans violence. My name is Twinkle Paul, an educator and policy advisor for the Caribbean Equality Project. I'm an immigrant, an asylee, and a woman of trans experience from Guyana. Founded in 2015 in response to anti-LGBTQ hate violence, the Caribbean Equality Project is a Queens-based organization that empowers, strengthens, and represents the marginalized voices of Black and Brown, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, gender nonconforming, and queer Caribbean immigrants in New York City. Our work focuses on advocacy, community organizing, public education, civic engagement, cultural performance, and immigration services. Today, we're joining our community partners present here to demand the following from our governor and elected officials. Too many murders and too much violence, inequity, and discrimination are committed against Black trans lives in New York. Therefore, the governor must declare anti-trans violence a public health crisis. We demand a relief fund to support undocumented transgender, gender nonconforming, and non-binary immigrants. The COVID-19 pandemic has disproportionately impacted Black and Brown immigrant communities, including asylum seekers and refugees. We need a designated allocation of increased funding towards food, housing, and other necessary resources. While there are some state and city resources for undocumented people, many of our essential but vulnerable community members are not qualified for these resources based on various requirements of health and immigration status. We're calling on the New York State and the City Council to pass Resolution 923 and for New York State Legislature and the Governor to repeal the walking while trans ban. We're demanding that all district attorneys refuse to prosecute the charge and that the NYPD make no arrest in relation to this unfair statute. This law is discriminatory in nature and it unfairly affects every Black and Brown trans person. I would like to share my own anxiety as an immigrant who's obligated to serve in my community, specifically Black trans people, regardless of who they are, how they survive, where they're located. I'm fearful that one day in my work, I can be arrested and put in jail. Any arrest in this country can negatively impact my immigration status. Should I be arrested for serving my community? Is it right to harass, arrest, and detain Black and Brown trans bodies simply for existing and working in their communities? The walking while trans ban has this potential, and therefore it must be repealed. Lastly, I'm re-emphasizing that our demands are not only necessary, but they're non-negotiable. Declare anti-trans violence a public health crisis. Allocate resources to every group that is working to keep our Black and Brown communities safe, and use every tool at hand to repeal the walking while trans ban now. Thank you.